Okay, guys, this HBO main event is dedicated to our friend and colleague, Toby Gibson. So the WBO title. I mean, good, clean fight, touch gloves, good luck.
Good luck to you.
All right. The last time we saw Paul Williams on HBO, we were ready to anoint him the new big thing. Carlos Quintana, a good veteran boxer, upset him. Verno Phillips is a good veteran boxer.
You ready? Ready, Paul?
We'll see if Williams continues to display that power that he showed in his last two fights. And he comes out flinging a jab. Verno Phillips told us, I'll let the fight come to me. I'll feel him out, see what I got. First round, make my adjustments as we go along.
Well, it's a good thing because the fight will be coming to him, Bob.
Paul Williams, a punching machine. Fires off the combination, goes to the body. Phillips dips away. In the win against Antonio Margarito in July of 2007, Williams averaged throwing 105 punches a round.
And the bottom line was able to beat Antonio Margarito at welterweight. But how much demand is there for the rematch? Williams, because he has slapped, though he's the most feared fighter in boxing among other fighters, has not always appeared fearsome enough to the boxing public. And as a result of not sitting down on those punches, Bob, as he's promised to do more of recently, and as a result of not scoring clean knockouts, maybe he hasn't been able to create the kind of demand necessary to land those big fights.
Phillips steps in with a clean shot. The other thing about Phillips, you know, we listed his resume. We talked about some of the guys he's been in against. Corte, Uma a couple times. Bronco McCart, Julian Jackson, Gianfranco Rossi, Paul Jones, Lupe Aquino. You go way back. He's only been stopped once. That was in his 5th pro fight back in 1988. Turned pro in January of 1988. So he's coming up on 21 years as a pro.
Stop! Accidental headbutt.
Accidental clash of heads.
And there is blood from... I see a trickle of blood on Verno Phillips' right shoulder. I don't know where it's from.
As Harold told you, in case of an accidental foul, they would go to the scorecards after the 4th round.
It is from Paul Williams' right eye. Paul Williams has a bad little cut in not such a great spot, right over the right eye, corner of the eye.
Williams had a cut over the left eye in the win against Margarito.
The reason that's a bad spot, obviously, is because it drifts into the eye and obscures vision.
Let him go. I got this. Stop. Right. Let him go.
See Phillips trying that lead right hand.
See if the wily veteran Verno Phillips can take advantage.
Stop. Break.
End of round 1, scheduled for 12.
Keep controlling his jab. Let me see your face. Like, keep controlling his jab, baby.
Okay. Listen at this ball. You're trying to load up. Don't load up, let him fly. And what he's trying to do, he's trying to counter. You got him scared. Don't let him get his confidence up. And that's what he's trying to do. Okay, and he's just 1 or 2 punches from getting his confidence up. Okay, we don't want that. Keep that stick. Okay, keep him on the outside.
Let's go at the 4, no? Hey, you're doing wonderful. You're timing the right hand wonderful. Okay, you got to control that jab with that front hand, though, baby. All right? All right, go round. Deep breath for me.
Here we see that accidental clash of heads. Verno Phillips' head hits Paul Williams right on the eye, and you'll see the cut open right there. Clearly the headbutt. See if Verno Phillips now can start stepping around more severely to his left towards that right eye, where it's harder for Williams to see.
Phillips has had a very interesting career between 1990 and 1992. He fought exclusively in Argentina. At the time, he said, my management was trying to get me beat just to get rid of me, but I kept winning. They had to make better fights for me. Step around right there from Phillips. Left hand from Williams. Right hook to the body by Williams. You get a sense, Max, that Phillips feels more confident here?
A little holding in there.
Yeah, I think it's hard to take Verno Phillips' heart. I haven't seen it done. He's a prideful fighter. He's skilled. He's been competing, as we've mentioned, on a world-class level for a long time. And I don't think he scares. That said, Paul Williams, Bob, as promised, his punch output, the volume of his punches isn't as great, but he does seem to be throwing them more forcefully.
Heard his corners say in between rounds, you're loading up a little bit.
Let him go, let him go. Stop.
A short right hand by Phillips.
You're trapping the glove. Stop trapping the glove. Stop.
The things that makes Verno Phillips difficult to fight, awkward to fight, is that he doesn't really have one predictable style. We've seen him in the past as an aggressor, as a defensive fighter, forward, backward, side to side. He can hit with some pop. He's not slow. Versatile.
And he knows how to turn away from big shots. Good hook to the body, but Phillips blocks most of that and shoots a left-hand uppercut right back.
That landed squarely.
Combination from Phillips. Caught the chin of Williams.
Phillips looks like he has the idea of trying a few overhand rights. Effective at times against a taller opponent.
Left cross by Phillips. Right hand to the cheek of Williams.
And that cut is not good.
The right hand by Phillips.
The age of 27, in his physical prime, you can see why Paul Williams would be so frustrated not being able to land the big money fights. Because if you continue to fight world-class fighters one after another, things like this can happen. Paul Williams now finds himself badly cut against a wily pro with some punching power.
And Phillips landed a couple good right hands. Williams trying to answer to the body. Right hand to the body by Phillips. Williams with a combination to the head.
Wow, dedicated body punching from Paul Williams. Very impressive.
Hey, look at me. Deep breath. You got to stay short with your shots. Don't be winging these wild bolos. You're breaking them, bro. Look at me. Sit inside and I
Tomorrow night, catch the third episode of our four-part series. De La Hoya Pacquiao 24/7 with their showdown fast approaching. Training camp ramps up, and the fighters carve out some time to get into the holiday spirit. Then next Saturday, HBO pay-per-view brings you the live bout between Oscar De La Hoya and Manny Pacquiao, boxing's most popular figure against the man many consider the top pound-for-pound fighter in the sport.
You had him going. If you had 30 more seconds, you'd have had him out of there. Okay? Come back. Get your composure. Come back. Establish your jab. Let him come in there and run. Let's go. Okay? Let's go.
So the veteran Verno Phillips on his 39th birthday giving Paul Williams all he can handle as we begin round number 3. The cut on the right eye of Williams caused from an accidental clash of heads in round number 1.
Watch your holding, watch your holding, let him go.
Sometimes, Bob, a fighter showing vulnerability as Williams is here, and really it's really the result of an accidental headbutt, not of a punch from Verno Phillips. But sometimes someone in Paul Williams' position is being avoided. Beautiful body punch. Right hook to the body. It serves him to show some vulnerability. Other fighters get emboldened and want to fight him. I don't think that's the case in Paul Williams' case. He presents such a difficult proposition that fighters simply use it as an excuse, another excuse to avoid him.
Williams loading up on hooks here against Phillips, who tries to fight back. Some tremendous body shots by Paul Williams as the blood pours all over his face. Remember, that cut was caused from an accidental clash of heads. Phillips tag.
Clean it up in there. Clean it up.
Williams after Williams nailed him coming in. Good hook to the body again by Williams. Another one to the body. Testing the 39-year-old Phillips body with big right and left hooks.
Rarely will you see an opponent with Paul Williams' physical advantages tall, lanky guy move inside and fight that effectively, particularly to the body. Very impressive.
Keep him up. Keep him up.
Yeah, Max, you do wonder, too, with Phillips being 39 and as tough and durable as he's been, how many body shots he'll be able to take. There's another hook to the body by Williams. Chops a right hand.
And the maturity of Paul Williams here, the calmness under pressure, where a less mature fighter may start headhunting in this position because of the cut, wanting to end the fight to avoid danger. Paul Williams is trying to end the fight by going to the body.
But Max, that cut is worsening by the second. Williams hitting the arms of Phillips. See Williams pause at that blood again, and referee John Shorley is going to have the doctor take a look at this cut. Remember, you don't go to the scorecards until after 4 rounds. This was ruled an accidental blow.
Good to me, too. Stay there. Time in.
Curious that with Verno Phillips' experience, he isn't moving to his left more. It would seem that Williams would have a hard time coping with that, given the cut over the right eye.
Comes to the close. Good left hand by Williams. Caught Phillips. End of round number 3.
Yes. Hey, look at me. Verno, you're going for wild bolos every time you throw him. Start with your jab. He knows you're coming in with them wide shots. You stay disciplined with your jab. I don't care if your jab lands. You control that front hand. Okay?
You control the falling in there so he can touch you. You got to stay long on it, but work that body every chance you get. Okay? You got me? Listen, keep it up, Paul, just like you're doing. But what I want you to do, I want you to stay long. Send more feints. He's running. He's afraid of you. Okay, now what you can do is dictate to him now. Okay, and pick your shots.
You catch one, you fire back. We knew he's going to throw combinations if you sit on the ropes. Okay? Relax.
Paul Williams cut along the right eye. Accidental clash of heads. He landed 63% of his power shots in round number 3. Let's check in with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob. 3-0, 30-27. Paul Williams. Bob, I got to tell you, the guy's a southpaw. For a southpaw, he's got the most amazing right hand. Watch that right hook. Watch that right jab. Great power in the right hand by Paul Williams. He's running the fight inside where Verno Phillips looks to fight. If they stop this fight before the 4th round is over, it becomes a no decision. If the 4th round ends, but you know, they go to the scorecards on that cut. So 3-0 Williams.
Stop. Listen to me when I say stop.
You heard his trainer and manager, George Peterson, Paul Williams' trainer and manager in the corner, say, it's really good what you're doing, but I want you to stay long. Paul Williams, with that 82-inch reach, can be doing a lot of what he's doing out of Verno Phillips' counter-punching range. And it does look like he's longer this round.
Phillips countered with the right hand. He was off balance. It's not from a punch that sent him into the ropes.
Williams really impressive. Straight left hands to the body against a much shorter opponent.
Phillips just kind of lunging in there. Williams has not been overly effective with his jabs. 6 of 97 according to CompuBox.
Let him go, let him go. Stop, stop. Break.
To this point in the fight. But the hooks to the body have been very impressive. Phillips blocks this combination from Williams.
Among the many Williams attributes that you've already seen here tonight, he has a sturdy chin. Usually a guy this size and weight, the feeling is he's about to fall over. But Williams has shown against some very big punchers, including Antonio Margarito, a very reliable beard.
You wonder if Phillips is going to try an uppercut when Williams falls in.
It's a long way to go to land that uppercut against the tall Williams right, but when Williams bends down, he negates his height.
Phillips picks off that combination. Tries a little left-hand uppercut. Phillips off balance, not a knockdown.
Come here, come here.
Tremendous body work in this fight by Paul Williams.
Let him go, let him go. Stop! Verno, you're trapping the glove. Stop trapping the glove. Let him go, let him go, let him go. Good work. Good work. Punches in front.
Lackluster end of round number 4.
Good, brother. You're doing an excellent job. Good. This is what I want.
On December 13th, heavyweight champ Vladimir Klitschko squares off with former champ Hasim Rahman live from Mannheim, Germany at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Klitschko versus Rahman will re-air that same night on both coasts at 10 p.m. On December the 17th, catch the live premiere of the next Costas Now for a look back at the biggest sports moments of 2008. Tiger Woods, Michael Phelps, Jimmy Rollins, Michael Strahan among the stars on hand to relive the best moments of the year.
Come on, another one. What I want you to do, keep your chest. Look, get that body. The body is there. He can't take it. But what he wants you to do, he wants you to commit. And he's trying to counter. He has no energy to want to fight you. He's just trying to counter.
You see Phillips, Verno Phillips, losing his balance and falling down, obviously not from a punch, correctly ruled a slip.
So round number 5 begins. Williams remains on the attack. As always with Williams, he's been the busier of the two. And he has done tremendous work with hooks to the body.
Keep him in front, Verno. Keep him in front.
Williams snaps out a jab. Phillips landed one of those 2 punches in a combination.
Here we have a fighter in Paul Williams who 2 fights ago took on one of the best welterweights in the world, knocked him out in 1 round, Carlos Quintana, avenging a loss, his only loss. Last fight, knocked out Andy Cole, a middleweight, and now is in with an experienced, good junior middleweight, and is beating him up in spite of a headbutt, which opened up a real bad cut over his right eye. There's not been anyone quite like Paul Williams in my memory in boxing.
Remember, even though Phillips is 39, he's coming off a really good win in Corey Spink's backyard.
Stop, stop. I got you.
Williams has not been flustered by that cut. Kind of just gone about his business. There he tags Phillips with a good right hook to the body and another one right under the elbow. It's been there all night. Another one. Threw a left in for good measure as well.
With all Paul Williams' physical advantages, he doesn't have to fight like this, to take risks, to press the action, to create entertaining fights, and yet he does.
Stop!
Max, just talking with him and visiting with him, he really aspires to be great.
And he has the opportunity to be. Not everybody does.
There's many that have the ability but don't necessarily aspire to, despite what they might tell you.
And incidentally, this is the 3rd consecutive fight now in 3 different weight divisions in which he's shown punching power. Not that he's really badly hurt Verno Phillips yet, but he's landing meaningful punches. These are not slaps. To the head and body with the right hand and left.
Good left hook to the body by Phillips. So far, it hasn't been enough. Steady stream of blood from the right eye of Williams. A cut created by an accidental clash of heads in round 1. Williams going to work here at the end of the round after a Phillips left hand.
He's standing on toothpicks. Listen at this. He's standing on toothpicks, Paul. What I need you to do.
Quick look.
What I need you to do. Oh, no. You fight good.
You're fighting in close too much. White glove on his eye.
With the water. Okay.
Fight. Paul, you're fighting too close. Okay?
You gotta be smart. Don't sit on the ropes. Little steps. I need walking steps. I don't need explosive steps. Okay? Now give me those doubles. Okay? Give me those doubles.
Talk about these Paul Williams body shots. He's committed to especially the right hook to the body, but also the left hand. He's also thrown, there's another right hook to the body. He's continually hitting that same spot. He knows it's effective. He's also throwing straight left hands to the body. No small feat for a guy 6'2". There's one of those straight left hands.
Paul Williams, pretty impressive so far.
Hold on.
Last round, according to CompuBox, landed 40% of his power shots, 30 of 75 of the 98 punches thrown.
And these are true power shots. They're thrown, you saw over the replays of the body shots where he's bending at his waist and his knees and really getting leverage on his punches.
Let him go. Stop.
Bob, you mentioned it earlier. Williams would probably be well served.
He's opening up.
Now he's opening up to pump out that right jab like he means it, to set up some of these power punches to the head a little bit more.
It's part of his arsenal tonight that he has not used effectively. 143 jabs according to CompuBox thrown, only 11 landed. But the hooks have been there at the ready.
And he's taking what's working. You know, Verno's giving it an honest effort, but so far I haven't seen a change in either his grand strategy or his tactics. He seems to just, and he's capable of fighting in various styles, but he's not doing it here, and it might be a good idea to start thinking about trying it.
Well, right now the tide is all rolling one way. Williams is dictating the terms. He's dictating how the fight is playing out.
Give me a fight and here he comes.
Phillips needs to do something.
Verno's bouncing around, backing up, waiting for Williams to approach him on the ropes and trying to land these kind of Hail Mary shots, like that one.
On cue.
Don't walk back.
Williams, meanwhile, is methodically working Verno back to the ropes, banging him to the body, and then coming upstairs.
Right back to the body.
Corner of Williams says go right back to the body.
Let him go.
Verno, you gotta be first with short punches.
You ready to go? Oh boy. You ready to go?
Stop. Hey, you're holding. And
Give me a penalty out there. Give me a penalty.
See the numbers landed in this round.
Don't let him rest.
65 thrown punches by Williams before that combination. There's another good body shot by Williams. Chops a left hand to the ear of Phillips. And a left hook to the body by Williams. Williams tries to step in with a power shot. Phillips few and far between.
Look at me. Hey, Verno, you gotta be first, bro, okay? You gotta be first, and you step around when you get done. Be first with short punches. Short punches. Give me the insult. Hey, look at me. Be short, okay? And you gotta be first. First with everything. First with your step. Hold on. Yo, first with your...
But look there, I got to have numbers from you. Deep breath. Got to get numbers. Look, he have no legs, absolutely. He's fighting on just true will, okay? Listen, but all you got to do is keep the pressure on like you're doing. Keep that jab, and he tried to come in close, but he ain't working.
Here we see the punch that seemed to hurt Verno Phillips towards the end of the round. Verno throwing those wild shots. Paul Williams comes over the top with a short left hand. For a guy with an 82-inch reach, Bob, he sure can throw some short, straight punches.
And you saw that smile on his face. Looks like he's having some fun. The corner of Phillips saying you got to be first. You got to be first. But it's Williams who's first and more authoritative. Let's check in with Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob, 6-0, 60-54, Paul Williams. You know, Bob, it's very interesting. He stays on the inside and he outbangs Phillips. I mean, he's fighting where Verno Phillips should want him, and yet he's murdering him on the inside. The double right jab, I mean, you never see a southpaw double a right jab like that. The vicious left hand's underneath, banging to the body. Interestingly enough, the doctor, Paul Wallace, is not the kind of guy that'll stop a fight too quick. So.
No knockdown.
That was a slip.
Come here. Watch those feet, guys.
Paul Wallace is not necessarily. And anyway, the substance that they use on Williams is
Don't go straight back, Verno. Come on, man.
So 1 minute into round number 7. Bob Papa, Max Kellerman, ringside in Ontario, California. Paul Williams, 35-1 with 26 knockouts, taking on 39-year-old Verno Phillips on his 39th birthday in a junior middleweight showdown earlier tonight. Chris Arreola got knocked down in round number 2 against Travis Walker. Dropped Walker twice in that second round and then finished him off impressively in round number 3. And it's been all Williams in this fight. He got cut in round number 1 from an accidental clash of heads. He's thrown devastating body shots. He's controlled Verno Phillips.
And you know what, Bob? Verno Phillips is not a bad puncher, and he has landed occasionally cleanly with some roundhouse shots. I don't know if they were great shots, but they were clean shots, and Paul Williams has walked right through them. On top of everything else, he shows he has good whiskers.
Phillips picks off the head shots, but not the body shots. Another thundering right hand to the body by Williams.
Williams looking stronger at 154, I think, Bob, than he does at 147. Physically stronger.
Straight right hand by Phillips to the stomach. Didn't seem to bother Williams at all.
Start with your jab, Verno. You gotta be first, B.
Phillips trying to time one of those right hands, but he gets tagged opening up.
Let's go.
Those body shots are really taking their toll on Verno Phillips.
Happy 39th birthday, Verno.
Here's Paul Williams, built like Thomas Hearns, in the stance of Pernell Whitaker, killing the body like he's Julio Cesar Chavez.
Go.
It's a hell of a combo.
Watch that head, watch that head.
Round number 7 coming to a close. Paul Williams
I got you. Break.
clearly controlling Verno Phillips.
Again, you're showing good spots.
Okay, bro, look. Keep doing what you're doing. But keep him long. Keep him long. He's ready to go. Anytime you can put 3 of them together. But you got to start with the body. You got to put the body in there, too. Give me 3, 4 of them together, Paul. Ready to go. Deep breath. Give me some water for a moment. Deep breath, Paul. Okay. Give me another one. You got him going. Every now and then he'll throw a pop.
So once you finish with the jab. Okay, if you're gonna take a break, you tie him up.
Listen, if he's gonna go for punches, you come right back. Because he's gonna have to get his win, right? Throw that. Switch up southpaw and throw that. That call him, right? And let finish with the hump.
Okay? Look, get right back to what you was doing. You're working beautiful, but I want you to stay long.
Yes, sir.
You got me? Now, when he forces himself,
let's go. Seconds out.
When he forces himself,
Round number 8 begins for Verno Phillips and Paul Williams. Phillips has recorded 4 knockouts in his career past the 7th round. Max is getting dominated on the scorecards. I would assume at this point, we know he is on Harold's scorecard. Williams has controlled this action. He's taken a lot of punishment to the body. He's a game warrior. But he's hit Williams with some decent shots, and he hasn't backed him up a step.
Well, I think, though, it's incumbent upon Williams trying to create demand to fight him. And I think he is trying to finish Verno Phillips, who, as you mentioned, has never really been stopped. He was stopped in the 5th fight of his pro career in 1988. So this is a guy who essentially hasn't been stopped. You know, once he reached world-class status, and he's fought a lot of world-class fighters.
Clean, clean, clean.
He turned pro when George Bush Sr. was being sworn in as president. January 23rd, 1988.
Yeah. I think Eric Davis stole about 50 bases that year, Bob.
You're working there. Let that hand go. Stop. Stop.
What would you like to see Williams do more of, Max?
You know, the one thing you can, I guess, criticize is he's giving up his distance a little, and if he were to keep Verno at the end of the jab, he could do everything he's doing, avoid any counters at all, and maybe set Verno up a little more cleanly for the counter shots to Verno's wide shots. But it's nitpicking.
Double right hook, one to the head, one to the body by Williams.
The most impressive thing to me is fighting with adversity, overcoming that early rounds cut, was not from a punch, but never panicking and instead calmly going to Phillips' body so consistently, so viciously, not feeling panicked, oh, I got to get him out of here, I have a cut, and starting to headhunt.
Let him go, let him go, let him go. Let him go, let him go, let him go.
Right hook to the head, right hook to the body by Williams. Chops a right hand. Phillips tries to step in, off balance again.
Break.
I think Paul Williams' temperament is such that he likes being on the inside partly because his opponent will open up, and it allows him to land some of those shots more cleanly.
Smacks Phillips around to end the 8th round. Well, earlier tonight we saw a really wild fight with Chris Arreola and Travis Walker. Max in round number 2, when Walker had things going well after round number 1, he drops Arreola with that right hand.
And Arreola was smart enough to take a knee, or he was dropped to his knee, but stay there for the 8 count and calmly get up, collect himself and get up.
Yeah, he drops Walker not once, but twice in the 2nd round.
Oh, once he gets his guy hurt, there's blood in the water.
Then in round number 3, a right hand, a straight right hand, finishes things off, and Chris Arreola with an impressive win. And the doctor has stopped this fight, taking a look at the cut of Paul Williams in between rounds 8 and 9. That cut was caused by an accidental clash of heads in round number 1. So they'll go to the judges' scorecards because of the accidental cut.
And you know what, just as well, Verno Phillips was getting beaten up and taking a savage, torturous pounding to his body.
Still in the mix. Still 20 years. Still 20 years. 20 years in the game. 3-time world champion.
And a great one.
Let's bring in Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob. The doctor went into Verno Phillips' corner. Verno was hurt badly. The doctor stopped it because Verno was hurt. So Paul Williams wins by TKO at the end of round 8. They don't have to go to the scorecard.
Okay, we were looking at the Arreola highlight, so I didn't see which corner the doctor was in to stop it, but you are correct, Harold. It's because Verno Phillips had taken much punishment, and we'll take a listen to how it ended. Just too much punishment administered by Paul Williams, who was leading on all 3 judges' scorecards when Verno Phillips did not answer the bell for the start of the 9th round. Now for the official particulars, here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, acting on the advice of a physician at ringside, referee John Shorley calls a halt to the contest. The official time, the end of round 8, the winner by TKO victory. Now, the interim WBO junior middleweight champion, Paul the Punisher Williams.
Well, the punishment that Verno Phillips took will be illustrated in the punch numbers that we show you. as accredited by CompuBox. For the fight, Williams obviously much busier, landing 227 punches to Phillips 91, 33%, throwing nearly 300 more punches in the fight. And the power punches landing at a percentage of 43% in this fight, 210 out of 489 to Phillips, 24%, 88 of 366. A dominant performance by Paul Williams against a tough foe in Verno Phillips. Let's send it up to the ring and Max Kellerman.
Congratulations, Paul. How do you rate your performance tonight?
Man, every time you come out with a win, man, it's a very good performance. So I rate it right at the top, man.
You were cut with the accidental butt in the first round. You stayed calm. You seemed to concentrate on his body. What were you thinking at the time of the headbutt?
Oh, it's time to go to work, you know what I'm saying? This part of the boxing, you know, with the blood and stuff, you know, they kind of out me up a little bit.
This is your third consecutive knockout. First, there was a knockout of Carlos Quintana at welterweight. Then a knockout of Andy Cole at middleweight. Now a knockout of Verno Phillips at junior middleweight. What statement are you making?
That I get to meet with anybody, and when they get to meet with me, they better be prepared because I bring it all.
But no one wants to get in the ring with you. Is there anyone in particular who you want to call out, who you think there's a realistic chance of making a fight with?
Well, I just let my manager, Mr. Peterson, Dan, and Adam handle all that because, you know, with me making names, calling names, I've been calling names for 10 years now and nothing happened, so I just let them make all the decisions for me.
You looked strong at junior middleweight. You and Antonio Margarito are the 1 and 2 welterweights in the world. Can you still comfortably make 147 pounds?
Well, I came in at 53, so they ain't number like a couple pounds out. So if they sign on the dotted line that we're going to fight 47, you better believe come the deal that on the day before that weigh-in, I'm going to be 47.
Congratulations, Paul. Spectacular performance.
Thanks, Max.
Bob, no one was more feared in his prime than Mike Tyson, yet there were fighters lining up to fight him because he created demand with the boxing public, so he represented their biggest payday. Maybe Paul Williams, if he can capture the imagination of the American boxing public by fighting and simultaneously dominating 3 or 4 weight divisions, can himself be attractive to other opponents because he can represent their biggest paydays. And about Chris Arreola, I read Malcolm Gladwell's latest Outlier, his latest book, Outlier. And in it, he writes about the 10,000 hour of practice rule, how every prodigy, every great master of any form in this world, from Mozart to Michael Jordan, never attained total mastery of their craft until they'd practiced, put in 10,000 hours of practice. Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko have put in their 10,000 hours. Will Chris Arreola?